Welcome to all of you out there. Yes, this is a single video for Aries for November. I've been getting emails and being bombarded that I have to do them separately. And of course, when I find time, I will. So let's get into this. I've made tons of videos lately, and it's thanks to you basically, because I'm getting so much feedback, and that gives me energy as well. But let's have a look at what November is saying for Aries people, in the 5-minute reading here that I'm going to give you. And very eventful, but you could say for Aries people, it's not the end of the world, it's not life-changing, I mean in general. And why is that? Because we're going to have an eclipse, we're going to have that eclipse, you could say on the 8th of November in your second house. Is going to give like the overall energy. But what is also important, and actually even a little bit more important for you Aries people, is your ruler, Mars, started to go retrograde. Remember at the very last day of October, Mars went retrograde, your ruler. And it's squaring up to Neptune for the rest of the month. So that is way more important. So, but let's start with the eclipse. So the eclipse is in your second house. And this is beautiful for you, Aries people. It is such an opportunity for you to go after what you want. I can't stress that enough with the North Node in your second house. I find that an amazing transit, because that transit definitely means that all eyes are on your needs, your wants, your money, your resources, your confidence, what makes you tick. Of course, this is nowadays not easy. When we are bombarded with all the social media, when we are bombarded with what other people are doing, and especially if you are an Aries person with a lot of empathy, you are very much focused on the needs of others. Now, therefore, this can be amazing for you, this moon with, yes, it's a stressful eclipse for sure. And why? Because there's a fight between the new and the old. But again, as I said in the beginning, it's not so stressful for Aries people. So make the best out of it, to renew, to do new things, to stand up for what you value versus being too much dependent on other people's resources, whether it is their money, whether it is their emotional support, whatever it is. Not that it is bad, but go for your own fulfillment, or you filling up your own cup, basically. That's the story for Aries people. And you do that by focusing on your own needs, but also taking responsibility to fulfill them. And that's a beautiful thing to do, and also ultimately a very appreciative thing to do. So if you're saying, but Veerle, I haven't got anything, well, start with appreciating what you do have, whether it is your good mental state, whether it is that you can walk, whether those tiny little things. Taurus is about the little things, the power, the strength of the little things, the sensual things, the good foods we put into our mouth, and all of these things. I really like this energy for you. Yes, Venus is in the 8th house for you. So what we love to do this month, as an Aries person, up until the 17th, Venus is there in your 8th house. That is indeed a lot of transformation when it comes to connections, when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to understanding your deep psychology, for sure. And but Venus goes into Sagittarius, a fellow fire sign, around the 17th. That is amazing. Go travel if you can. Go read books. Go to some cultural events. Have connections with people that are from abroad. Study something new. All these things, you will love it. And so yes, with this eclipse, there is this stress, the old and the new. And the thing that can be stressing you out, which is Saturn, of course, is old goals and friends as well. Friends can drag you down. And remember that sometimes the people that are not always the best for us are the people that we are mostly attached to. That is not to say that they are bad, but beware of them. If you feel that you are drained after a conversation with a good friend, that has a reason. Watch that. But still, if that is stressing you out, focus as well. You know, Saturn squaring up to Uranus is about time sharing. So you can't get out of that old life yet, but you can already focus on a new life, which is what I was saying about your confidence and about that. Now your ruler, last but not least, is in the 3rd house. So there it is, where you want to shift things, where you want to do things in a different way. You want to communicate different, and you want to think about that very, very strongly. Now, Mars squaring up to Neptune indicates that you're going to be insecure. And there's nothing wrong with it. Embrace it rather. Because this insecurity makes you standing still. And that's exactly what Mars retrograde is. Standing still around your actions for you in the 3rd house, around how you speak, how you deal with conversations, how you get along with siblings, with neighbors. And there's something that needs to be redone here. But you've got time. So rather think about it and reflect it, and then implement it differently when Mars goes direct again around the midst of January. So that was it. Have a very good month, dear Aries people. And thanks again for all your support. Bye-bye.